Spirit light body. I'm forward. What's up, y'all? Wholeness. All right. So what is a Loka? You've heard me talk about a Loka before when I've named the heavenly realms or the astral plane as we call it, right? So the Lokas, meaning a realm or realms inhabited by various levels, and I even want to put stages in there of consciousness, right? So what we're going to begin with is at the bottom of this, and then we're going to walk our way up this thing. We're going to walk our way up the ladder of lights, or the spines, the worlds, or what you're encased in, the cosmic eggs, chakras, right? The different realms, just like your body has organs, the different planets, right? Because all these different realms and layers correspond to different frequencies and different densities of spiritual matter, right? So look at this. Check this. Anada Shesha. His name means he who remains. It is said, even as the world is destroyed at the end of each kalpa, Shesha remains as is. And I know you've seen this serpent before, like in the Yggdrasil, the Norse cosmology. And I know you see it with the medical symbol and stuff representing the Kundalini, but this being right here was said to be like, is what is holding it up. And when you think about Kundalini as far as like energy, right? And like I told you before, if you don't believe in none of the spiritual states, kind of none of that stuff, look at it like energy. And so I want you to understand the different levels of the Lokas. Now, I don't know everything about every single one. I've been to some of these different levels before. And I mean, all this stuff is kind of like mapped out by the ancients, but there's different names through different societies. So don't hold on to every little word. This is just to get you an idea of what's going on the other side, if you're not already tapped into it yourself and exploring it, right? So the next Loka will be Patala Loka. And that's comprised as 7 realms or dimensions, and it's said to be the lowest region of the Nagas. And then you have Rastala Loka. Now, this was the realm that's ruled by Vasuki, which is a king serpent or Naga, right? And obviously, like I told you, these are energies. Even if you can't understand the whole like spiritual entity thing, just understand it like it's energy. Like that's what it is. So moving forward, Mahataloka, right, is the home of the serpents and the Nagas. So like I told you, it's different layers. As you can see that right there. Just like, you know, like when we cut open an onion or when you get into nature, you see that there's different variants of different things, different shapes, sizes, but it's all relative to one another. So Tala Loka was to be the ankles of the universal God. Now, this was said to be ruled by Maya, and you could think of that cosmology where I would show you Purusha, the giant man, and you could see all the little entities inside of his feet all the way up to his crown chakra. You could think of that, right? And so anyway, Sutala Loka, another world ruled by the great king Mahabali, which I believe, if I remember correctly, is a Naga. There's a whole story behind that if you want to go check it out. Vitala Loka, another region of the netherworld occupied by Sira and his wife, Bhavani. Next, you have Atala Loka, right? And that's the first of the 7 netherworlds below Earth. But here, you see Buloka, that's the earthly realm, a place for doing karma or actions, and you know, you get to enjoy your fruits there, right? That's where we're at now, right? Jambu Bipa. So we'll go to ascending Mount Meru now, right? Which is the world spine. Like I told you, we're walking up the spine, right? So, you know, you got the lower vertebrae going up, you know, walking up this thing, right? So Savarloka is placed between the sun and the pole star. Maharloka is the 4th highest heavenly realm, which is called the home of enlightened souls, the rishis and sages, like where you would imagine that Christ would dwell at, right? Those type of energies, Christ consciousness. So Jana Loka, 3rd, the highest plane or the heavenly realm of creativity. Then you have Tapaloka, the 6th plane. This is where beings who no longer have care or concern for the material world and are highly conscious and spiritual. And I could get into that a little more, but I'm not. Moving forward, We have Brahma Loka. Now, Brahma Loka is the uppermost realm. This is the realm where the inhabitants never know death, dwelling with the yogis and performing yoga. Now, I had an experience with this realm. It was very quick. It was a glimpse. One morning I woke up and I was just faintly catching a glimpse of me and these yogis in a circle doing yoga. And when the alarm went off, I perceived, and I was like, as quick as I perceived the alarm, it was like, see ya. And I went down this gold pole and I wake up and the alarm is going off. And I mean, it was just so quick. It's like, it was faster than how I even explained it just now. And it was like, man, it was like, I had to go into that state where I pulled the dream back when, like, yo, you're like, all right, I was just dreaming. What was I doing? And then you can't think about it because the thoughts will cloud it coming forward to you, right? So then you have to let your mind go clear. It's part of like pulling your, or at least is how it works with me anyway. When I'm remembering the dream and it's about to slip and I pull it back and I start writing it down, right? And so now we're going to tap into what they call Garbadoha, right? Now, this is like I was telling you, the astral plane, the celestial ocean. Remember, the astral plane encompasses the physical world, right? So it wraps around it like a shell, right? That's why at the top where it looks like the arch or whatever, and that actually would say shell of Brahmanda. So that's the causal ocean, right? Which is the origin of material creation. And the ancients said that's where the spiritual sky and Mahashunu lies down and creates this physical world. Spirit light body, y'all, until I come forward, man. I appreciate all y'all out there, man. Tune into my voice. You ain't under my voice. You ain't under nothing. We don't stand under nothing except for the heavens, right? And that's within. So without, y'all, wholeness. I am that I am, and we are that we are, in wholeness and unity. I give thanks.